So, welcome back guys. Today we're gonna talk about the topic. As you can see, I'm not moving Yoshimitsu or Feng way, and I'm not someone who's gonna talk about Geese Howard. That is about Tekken in general, and that really frustrates me. I know I kind of do these rants like kind of regular now, but there is just so much stuff in this game that really annoys me that has to be put on the table. The devs from Tekken 7 decided that some stuff is gonna get stealth buffed or fixed, or how you ever gonna call it, without naming it in the patch notes. And what they're doing essentially is hiding small stuffs that are changing that really impacts how some situations play out. And I think for professional players that this is very, very annoying. And the whole direction that Tekken 7 is going with its balancing is shitty. And everyone knows that. They're just over-tuning everything. No character can have any weaknesses, and that's why the game becomes more and more stale. And that's why, for instance, we now are, I think, 4 weeks into Season 4, and we will be on 3,000 people playing on Steam again. Because people already had enough of this game. The decisions they're taking are very, very bad, and I'm gonna show you one little example. So, Josie has a mid with downforce 4, which is 14 frames, tracks to one side, to a weak side actually, has decent range and transitions into her stance. Her stance on hit is very, very dangerous, while on block it's not. And you know why? Because it shouldn't. This is a long range mid that leads to a mix-up. And now you think, no. So first, you can duck this, right? Okay, you cannot step this, and you cannot dick jab this. If you try to dick jab, you're gonna get counter hit. Okay, so I have to duck this or press nothing. And then there comes the 2 version. The 2 version, also being a counter hit launcher, safe on block, had one weakness. You could sidewalk it to the right, sometimes step it, and sometimes even very easily walk it. Most of the time, but some characters could stack it. Geese Howard has a good step for a male character. And now look what happens. There is legit no way that I can step or walk this. And to the other side I never could, but to this side I also cannot do it anymore. Which is a current theme, a very, very repeating theme of them stealth buffing things that are unnecessary. This is a mid that covers mashing, crushes highs at some point, tracks to both sides, is safe and cannot be backdashed. So every time now, if I block a down 4-4 from Josie, I'm in the blender. And now there are people telling me, yeah, you can fuzzy this, right? So if you do a quick low parry into the high, into duck, then I can actually fuzzy this. But that's not the case anymore. I used to be able to fuzzy this very, very reliably, but for some reason the old fuzzy I used doesn't work anymore. I cannot low parry this. I will get clipped by the mid every single time. And this wasn't the case before. Before, you could either step into low parry or low parry, but now it's a true mix-up. This fucking stupid mid now is a true mix-up on block. And don't fool you, she has way better options. She can go into a crouch dash from it, and so on, so on. So there are way more options than just those 3. And funny enough, if you block the 2, she can hop kick afterwards and crush most of the stuff you're doing as a retaliation. So now you think, why is he whining so much? Because the mid is an essential tool for her. This is her main mid. Her downforce 1 sucks, but this one doesn't. And it tracks to her weak side. So now you see, why did he pick Genryu? I love Genryu, I play him a lot. And they stealth buffed something that was really unnecessary. So in my anti-Genryu guide, I showed you that you could step the second hit of the string to the left, which you cannot do this anymore. And now you think, okay, I mean, Genryu is not that popular, right? This is a string with already very good tracking. I'm -3 here, and I literally can't step it to either side. This is long range. Let me just step the jabs, and you see I still cannot step the string. That's how good the tracking is. So I will step the jab. Okay, I don't step the jab apparently. What I mean is that this stance is already done. It is already done. And now I cannot step the second hit. I get, of course, that the second hit is heavily minus. And the first hit now is -14. But who in the world will do the first hit only? That makes no sense. And this is -5, the second hit. So now he has a god string. This is one of the best strings in the game. Seriously. And he can transition into a stance where he has decent options for lows, decent options for mids. I mean, the stance is not the best stance in the game, but the string, he already has a good string that leads into it. And of course, this this stance covers every option. So now, this is so dumb. Why they keep doing this? I cannot tell you. Please, someone explain me, why was this needed? The step was really difficult on this one. It was really difficult. You had to have perfect timing and a character who could execute it. Why did they change this? I'm very afraid of Tekken 8 being super boring and super easy. I really am. Sorry for the rant. See you in the next one. Goodbye.